Genting Malaysia's indirect wholly owned subsidiary Genting USA has acquired a 49% stake in Hercules Topco, the joint venture company which will hold all outstanding shares in US-based casino operator Empire Resorts. Kian Huat Realty 3, the family trust set up by the late Tan Sri Lim Goh holds the other 51%. Hercules Topco is the vehicle undertaking Empire's proposed delisting under a planned merger. Under the exercise, Hercules Topco will buy Empire's remaining shares from minority shareholders at $9.74 each. Empire has agreed to the transaction, which is expected to close in the fourth quarter of 2019. Kian Huat currently holds an 86% stake in Empire. It will be selling 13.2 million shares in Empire to Genting USA at $9.74 apiece. The two companies will inject the shares into Hercules Topco. Based on the merger agreement and the membership interest in the JV company, Genting USA's portion of the merger consideration to be injected into Hercules Topco is about $28.5 million, while Kian Huat's stands at approximately $29.7 million. Utusan Melayu Malaysia is set to be delisted by month end unless it files an appeal against its removal by August 27th. The publisher of Utusan Malaysia said today it had failed to submit its regularisation plan to the Securities Commission or Bursa Securities for approval within a stipulated timeframe, which is against the requirements of the main market listing. Trading in its shares will be suspended from August 28th, and if an appeal hasn't been submitted, it will be booted off the stock exchange on August 30th. The publisher saw its share price tumble by over 36% to close at 7 cents today, valuing the company at just 7.75 million ringgit. That's a far cry from its highest price on record, which was 7 ringgit 66 on March 31st, year 2000. Investors dumped the stock after it announced a net loss of 3.89 million ringgit for its second quarter and offered a bleak outlook on its business. This was its 7th straight quarterly net loss. Pos Malaysia reported a net loss of 15.1 million ringgit in its latest quarter, compared with earnings of nearly 5 million ringgit in the previous corresponding period. This marks its fourth consecutive quarterly loss. For the 3 months ended June 30th, 2019, revenue came in at 572.95 million ringgit, some 3% lower year-on-year. Pos Malaysia's Group Chief Executive Officer Syed Najib Syed Muhammad Noor says the loss was a result of the continuing decline in traditional mail volume. This was coupled with the high costs it has to bear to serve the universal service obligation, under which it provides postal coverage to the entire country. Overall, although the group is cautiously optimistic about some of its businesses, its key revenue generators, namely postal services and courier, remain challenging. Kuala Lumpur Kepong is warning of lower earnings for FY19 as lower palm products prices pummeled its latest quarterly net profit. Bottom line for the group's third quarter FY19 plummeted by 65% to 48.62 million ringgit, while revenue fell 14.5% year-on-year to 3.7 billion. KLK said in an exchange filing today that its plantation division suffered a substantial 67.9% drop in profit to 39.8 million ringgit, while its corporate division recorded a wider loss of 123.1 million as it included a provision of 145.3 million for impairment. KLK's weaker third quarter performance brought its cumulative net profit to 442.49 million ringgit, down 8.1% from a year ago, with revenue shrinking 17.3% to 11.73 billion. The group expects prevailing crude palm oil and palm kernel prices to hurt its full-year earnings. Malaysia's first flying car is 85% complete. Citing Entrepreneur Development Minister Datuk Sri Muhammad Redzuan Muhammad Yusof, Bernama reports that the prototype is currently being built by a Malaysian company in Japan. Muhammad Redzuan is going to Japan next month for the aviation conference, and he is said to be hoping to preview the prototype during his visit. Once completed, it will be brought back to Malaysia towards the end of the year and may be launched then, depending on the domestic ecosystem for such cars. In the meantime, various ministries involved in the aviation sector are in talks to regulate the flying cars industry in Malaysia.